My name is Shannon, and I am a 39-year-old mother of 8, ages 1 to 16. And here is my story. I was never what I would consider an overweight child. Even as a teenager, I knew I was never a size 2, but I was pretty average. It wasn't until college that I think in my freshman year, when I got my first apartment, that I realized that I was gaining a little bit. And so from that point on, I feel like my weight has been a struggle. So it's been pretty much my entire adult life. I got married pretty young. I was married at 22, had my first child at 23, and had my first 7 children within about 11 years. And that definitely took its toll on my body. Throughout those years, there were times where I would lose weight and would get pregnant again and then put the weight back on and then have a couple more kids and then try it again. But it was never a lifestyle change. It was never my mindset never changed. And a few years ago, my mother passed away from cancer. We were never able to figure out what kind of cancer it was, so she was never able to be treated properly. But her physicians never one single time tried to help her and teach her nutritionally how to fight her cancer. When I went up to visit with the kids, I ended up staying and caring for her for the last few months of her life. And that was the most difficult thing that I have ever done. Because I fed her disease. And knowing that I did that hurts, because she was never taught how her nutrition can affect her illness. And I was caring for her, and I was told, give her what she wants. If she wants juice, you give her juice. If she wants pasta, you give her pasta. If she wants whatever it is, you give it to her, because that's what she wants. And I knew enough at that point. I had done low carb for years on and off. I knew that it wasn't right, but I wasn't a doctor. I am not a nutritionist, and so it was a battle that I lost. And at that point, I made the decision, I will not do this to my children. I will not have my kids have to take care of me because I didn't learn and I didn't know better. And I, of course, got pregnant again and had lost some weight, but then obviously I'm pregnant. It doesn't matter because you're pregnant. It's a free-for-all. It's kind of your reprieve, right? Pregnancy is the reprieve from whatever healthy lifestyle, because you have cravings. You have to give into those cravings, right? And so I gained weight. When I went in to have my 8th child, I weighed more than I have ever weighed in my entire life. And I was scared. When I gave birth to her, no matter how much weight you gain during a pregnancy, after you have a baby, it does not come off. You don't walk out of there wearing your pre-pregnancy jeans. We all know that, right? And I initially was able to lose some weight after having her, but I was nursing, and it's hard for me to lose weight while I nurse. Last October, on my mother's birthday, I decided, you know what? Okay. My baby was born in March, so it's been several months. It is time to make a change. I started eating whole foods. I started eating clean, eliminated sugar, eliminated flours, eliminated all simple carbs. But I would lose a little bit and then I wouldn't, and I would plateau. And it feels so hopeless when that happens. And it seems like this yo-yo of, is it really even worth eating this way? I feel like I'm depriving myself all the time. Is it worth it to continually deprive yourself if you don't even see any changes? You don't feel any different. You don't look any different. No one notices anything, but it's a struggle because you feel like you're putting in so much effort. And then this past March, a friend introduced me to Clovis. And I will say at first, I was pretty skeptical. Who is this Justin guy? And why is he telling my friend that oatmeal is inflammatory? What? Because don't doctors say that it does the opposite? And my first thing was, I'm going to prove him wrong. And so I went online and I found such mixed reviews. I was like, this doesn't make sense. But you know what? I'm going to try it anyways. I'm going to go into the academy and I'm going to do some research in there and I'm going to find out where he's wrong. But instead of discovering where Justin was wrong, I discovered all the information he has out there and all the times that he is totally right. Proved me totally wrong. And so, here I am. I am at day 106. I have lost almost 50 pounds. I have lost so many inches. I've lost about 6 to 7 inches in my waist alone. I've gone down 3 full sizes. People see me out and they don't recognize me. I have had friends see me pushing my stroller with the baby in it and say, who is pushing that stroller? And then they see my face and they go, oh my goodness, I did not recognize her. Which to me is just amazing. My hair is thicker. People compliment me constantly about how young I look, about how thick my hair is. They can't believe I have 8 children, and I feel great. I would have to say that the biggest difference for me is ever since I was in 9th grade in high school, I have dealt with a severe UV reaction. I would end up in the ER. My face would swell. I would get blotches. I would get rashes. My lips would swell and crack and bleed. My hands would swell. I would get bumps. And it would feel like I had little worms crawling inside of my fingers and my skin. And there was nothing that I could do about it. So for the last 20 plus years, I'm talking like 26 years of my life, I have spent every season wearing long sleeves and long pants because the only way to combat this was to stay covered up. And even then, I would continually get reactions on my face and on my hands because I couldn't wear gloves and a face mask. So those were my limits. And every summer, living in Tennessee where it gets extremely hot and my kids want to go out and play. They want to go to the playground. They want to go places. They want to go to Dollywood. They want to go out. And I would say, I will give you 1 day a week where I will take you out, but then I'm going to need the next several days to recover from that reaction. And after starting Clovis in March, after only a few weeks on the protocol, I brought my kids to the playground. And when I came home, I realized, I don't have itchy fingers. And my lips aren't swelling. And my face isn't getting blotchy. And I don't have little bumps everywhere. Why is that? Is this a fluke? And I thought, it's my nutrition. This is Clovis. And the next week, I went to the lake with my children. And again, I had no reaction. I was not wearing sunscreen. I was not wearing any kind of sunblock on my hands, my face, nothing. And I had 0 reaction. This is a miracle because this is something that I never, ever, ever thought I would ever be able to overcome. And a few weeks ago, I went back to the lake and I wore a short-sleeved shirt outside for the first time in over 20 years. That to me is amazing. And you will see just as good of results because it's inevitable. We have planned a vacation to the beach in another month or two in southern Alabama because Clovis has given me back my freedom to go outside and not have to deal with painful reactions that sometimes would send me to the ER. That's how bad my reaction was. And no dermatologist could ever, ever, ever give me answers. And all the time, it was as simple as eat whole food, eat anti-inflammatory food, and all of your issues will fix themselves. I want to scream this from the rooftop. I don't think people understand how immense this is for me because I have my life back where I don't feel like I have to stay closed up inside a house all summer long. And so, if you are on the fence about joining Clovis, there are going to be changes in your life that you don't even think could be fixed. And once you start eating properly and you get your customized macros, you are going to be amazed because it's not just your weight it's not just your weight that's going to change. It's not just your inches. It's not just your complexion or your hair or that people won't recognize you. It's that your body is going to heal itself from the inside out. And you are going to notice it. You're going to notice your energy levels. You're going to notice so much more. Any ailment that you have had is going to change because you are being taught. Your mindset is going to be changed. It is not going to be a, let me do this little bit of diet and then I can get back to normal. No, this is your normal. This is your life. This is my forever. And it's only going to get better. And I owe it all to Justin, and I owe it all to Clovis.